Yep.
back and help you guys clinch a series. Must feel a little better for him.
I feel good for Ben, and we're not playing very good baseball right now, and he's an inspiration in the dugout. He's an inspiration on the mound, and he's a guy that gives you everything he's got, and we're a little short in that department right now. So I'm glad to see him being out there, being competitive, and it was nice to see him get in some innings. We wanted to get him to 90 pitches. I don't think he made it, but it was close. But we got a lot of things to work on to be anywhere near where I think we should be.
Those things, specific things come to mind?
Everything in the game of baseball: hitting, running, execution, pitching out of the bullpen. There's just, it is what it is, and part of it's because we have some people that have never played the game before, and so the game's going to be the teacher for a while. But I think that there's a lot more in our club than what we've been showing.
How would you evaluate the pitches that Ben did throw today?
Thought he was good, man. I thought he was good, and I thought Wright State had good pitching. They threw 3 good starters at us, and but we're just, like I said, if we want to play in the Pac-12, we better get a little better.
I apologize for being here a little late. How happy are you just to have him back? And did you put all if there were distractions about the whole NCAA behind?
Yeah, I just, I like I said, this whole thing's been a troubling situation for Ben, and that makes it troubling for me. Take baseball out of it. I just think it's an unjust situation that he had to go through and endure for a long, long time. And the baseball part of it, we make our own bed by how we play the game. But what he had to go through, nobody should have had to go through that.
Pat, did you guys learn anything from this situation and what you can do moving forward to avoid it?
The things I could tell you I learned, I probably wouldn't tell you. When a kid gets drafted, we're really not part of that process as far as, what he does. I mean, obviously we communicate with him quite a bit, but, there's a lot of things that could be learned from it. Ben probably learned more than anybody, and we certainly learned something about from the situation also.
Was he doing all the work, even though he wasn't able to pitch? Because he looked like he was pretty much informed there.
Yeah, well, he was prepared to pitch opening day because they didn't give us the answer until, late. I don't know if it was the week we were traveling and everything like that. So we were hoping that he'd be able to go, and so he prepared for that. And we also had Schulte prepared in case it, it turned out the way the way it did turn out. And so. But you're right. We got to, for us as a team and as a program, we just got to get past it. And it's Benny's deal now, and we're happy to have him back.
I mean, when you look at this whole situation, can you plead to the NCAA or hope that they relook at this rule?
It's kind of like the IRS. It's pretty tough to talk to them.
Yeah.
I think our people here did as good a job as they could. He had legal counsel from the outside and two attorneys that were representing him in the situation, and I think that they, did a nice job. I think that you're at the mercy of the court. He was guilty, I believe, before he had an opportunity to prove himself innocent, and they determined that. Whatever transpired, that they didn't feel like was followed the rules. And Benny did nothing wrong. Benny was cleared and exonerated from any wrongdoing, but that's not how it works. So, just it was a tough situation.
Is it feasible to have something similar to what basketball and football have, where you just declare?
Well, that's the issue right there. You declare, you give up your eligibility when you're a football or basketball player. You voluntarily say, hey, I know the time frame, there's a date, and I give it up. In this particular case, he had no choice, and when he made the determination not to sign, they continued to pursue it, and he didn't want to sign, and that's Benny's decision. And he did what you'd hope the NCAA would want him to do, and that's go back to school. And I whatever mistakes that they feel were made, those are out of my hands.
But I'm saying looking forward in the future to avoid
Yeah.
something like the guy that's taken away from the team.
I just think it's a little bit more difficult because you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
You're still playing and the draft's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, to give up your eligibility, are you eligible to play in the in the College World Series or in the playoffs if you give up your eligibility. Football and basketball, you kind of got some time separated there. So I just think I do believe that this particular case will be looked at from what financial advisors can do and how they can represent college baseball players.